Hello, welcome back to the HVAC Budget Channel. Today we have the Gerber. This will be the Gerber Multiplier, the tool that started Gerber down the road of the MP400, the MP600, the diesel, and the center drive, as well as several other models. So this is going to be one of the original Gerber multipliers. When I say original, as I understand it, there were 5 different generations, and this will be one of the later generations of the original multi-tool, if that makes sense. So when Gerber came out with this multi-tool, they filed the patent for it around 1991. Around 91 or 92, Gerber started selling these tools. Now, Gerber in the late 80s had been acquired by Fiskars, and so this is going to have it's going to be designed by Gerber, but owned by Fiskars. So one of the things we notice about this tool is it will be changed. If you run across some of the original multi-tools, they will be very shiny. And the original multi-tools had a very sketchy looking pair of scissors. Those go for now over $150 to $200 on eBay. They're considered very high collectible items. All right, so let's go ahead and go through some of the characteristics of this Gerber. One of the things we notice is this one right here has a needle nose plier. You notice it slants toward the front. Get a shot of it right there. And also we have a fairly small opening for cutting wires. So this is not going to have a huge wire cutting surface, but we do have one. So let's pull some wire over here, take a look at it. And obviously this is thin wire, just some thin like thermostat wire. All right, so it does a good job with that. Let's go ahead and bring in and see how good it does cutting like a strand of all these together. So again, it's not a huge cutting surface, so cuts very well. But again, it wasn't really large enough to get the whole thing in there, but definitely snipped all those wires off very easily. So these are going to be a pretty nice set of wire cutters. You will not have crimpers on these as you will on some of the other multipliers that Gerber makes today, as in the 600 and so forth. So on the side, again, we have fairly standard buttons. Obviously, these go out and then they can be flicked out to go out there where they sort of lock into place. Again, this is a later generation. You'll notice that there is a gap here so you do not pinch yourself as bad as you could. Now, up here at the top, again, you can pinch yourself, but there is going to be a gap there, so it won't be completely flat, as in some of the earlier generations, I believe, close completely all the way together. And here we have a shot of the numbers and the stamp, the USA stamp. All right, so on the file, we notice that this is going to be one of the Simons, I believe it is the Simons USA, and from what I've read, they made several files. They were a very prolific file maker, and people have commented that this is definitely a lot better file than I think even Gerber produces today. Then we notice we've got some of the small implements. Again, because of Gerber's mechanism, we'll have 4 longer implements and then 2 smaller ones. And these are going to be very small indeed. We've got a Phillips and a flat edge here as well. Again, none of these are locking. So we've got the Phillips. So let's go ahead and bring over our piece of wood where we're going to be testing this out. I've already put this in with the previous multi-tool, the fishing multiplier, Renegade fishing multiplier I just did a video on, and this does a pretty good job. This really seems to grab and catch into it. Let's do the smaller one, and that actually fits in there pretty nice. I'm sort of impressed. That actually has a pretty nice definition to the Phillips driver, even though that is under a fair amount of pressure. That really works good. This is a smaller one that the previous multi-tool had issue gripping, and this Gerber does a very nice job. So that Phillips seems to actually work pretty good even though it is very small. So we'll notice also there is almost this like thermostat screwdriver, bottle opener. It's a fairly small screwdriver. And then we have got our serrated knife. And I'm going to check this out, see if it can cut some rope. And let's see, very nice, very, very nice. So again, I just reviewed another one that had a serrated knife and it could not even cut through the rope. So that really does a nice job. So you can tell this is a little bit better quality multi-tool than some of the cheap knockoffs of Gerber. All right, so then we've got our knife here. And again, this is used multi-tool, so I'm not sure how sharp these are. And I might need to use some more force, but cut through there. So this is going to be a full plain edge knife. We won't have any we won't have a serrated edge on this like Gerber has been putting on some of their other more recent multi-tools, but it's going to be a full length straight edge knife there. All right. And then we will also have a very heavy duty lanyard loop. So this is going to be, or lanyard attachment. This is, again, a little bit over-engineered, very, very heavy duty. Takes up probably a lot more space than it should, but there it is. And it looks like you can see a spacer. There is room to put another small implement in here as well. So we have got our knife, lanyard loop, and then we've got another screwdriver here. And then instead of a full-length tool, we have got a can opener on this side. So this is the Gerber, one of their original, the multipliers that came out around 91, 92. Again, there were several different versions. This is going to be one of their later versions they came out with, but just a really nice multi-tool. I'm actually pretty excited to get this. And from what I've read, people who have had these for years say that the metal on these just almost seems unbreakable, that it just really holds up well. So I'm excited to add this to my rotation, use this different times through the week, and this is just a great multi-tool. One of the things I love about it is that it does seem so heavy duty. Again, it's nice to have the retractable pliers, and just it has a lot of the basic tools. It's got a sharp knife, you've got your serrated knife, got a file, and then your screwdrivers here as well. And I've used this to fix the dishwasher, and it seemed to work fine. So even though these are shorter implements, I'm surprised how handy they still are, even though that's surprising. And on this one, I like that it has the gap here so it doesn't pinch you as much. Well, this again is going to be the Gerber Multiplier. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.